This is Roscoe. Wanted to introduce everybody to her. Roscoe, this is everybody. She's got a feather right now that she's viciously attacking. She is about 11 or 12 weeks old, and I've had her for a little over a week. Been working on teaching her how to be a wild raccoon. She's honestly not very good at it yet. She has no idea how to catch anything in water. I've offered her some bugs, some worms, different things like that they will occasionally eat in the wild, and she wants nothing to do with it. She would much rather eat kibble, which, I mean, I understand, but she's kind of annoyed because I've got some of her kibble right here that I didn't give her yet. So the goal when you're rehabilitating these guys is always to make them be releasable. So you're constantly trying to challenge their minds and give them creative ways to learn how to be wild and how to survive on their own and how to become proper trash pandas. So even little things like making her reach through the bars to eat out of the cup and not just straight up putting it in a bowl for her is helpful, because it teaches her that she's got to use her hands, gives them some dexterity. They've got to problem solve things sometimes in order to get food. It's not always just going to be handed to them. Another thing that I like to do is put it in a bowl of water so that she's got to fish around and splash around and grab things out, because that teaches them that they can eat crayfish or snails or tadpoles or little things that they'll find in ponds. And they love playing with water too. It's hilarious. It's really adorable. And her current little water bowl is completely filthy because it takes about 5 seconds from the time that I put a nice clean bowl of water in there for her to just completely destroy it and make it muddy and disgusting. So I think I'm going to go do that real quick. Clean out her bowl, give her some fresh water to drink and to play in, and add some kibble. And I'll do that next here because it's just super adorable. Alright, so I just put a clean bowl of water in there for her. She's still eating the kibble she pulled out of the cup. And today is a big day for Roscoe, even though she doesn't know it yet. I am hopefully going to be getting another single raccoon. And singles is what we call them when there's only one of them. And most animals, most wildlife, obviously you want to raise them if you can with other animals like them, because it helps teach them that they're not humans. They are animals, and it just helps with everything. They have someone to play with, because by the time they turn 8-9 weeks old, they're really ready to wrestle and play and roughhouse, and that starts to get painful. So you can't really do that too much with them, but it's very important skills that they need to learn. So hopefully in a few hours I'm going to go meet somebody that has another single, and we're going to introduce them together, and so then they'll be able to hang out and have a companion, because they really like that. They're very, very social animals. They love water. Also got some eggshells that I clean off. Nope, that's me. Extra calcium they can get in their diet. And hopefully soon, especially once she gets a friend that looks like her, hopefully I'll be able to introduce some grubs or some fish or something, because right now she wants nothing to do with it. She's kind of spoiled. She was a little bit spoiled by the family that had her before, and they took great care of her, and they really did love her. But she's a wild animal, and so she's a little bit more like a cat right now, which is true of all of them. They're like kitten dogs. when they're younger until they grow up and kind of hit puberty, and then they turn into jerks. and they turn into the raccoons that you don't want to come into contact with, even though right now they're really adorable. And their hands are amazing. She's been dewormed. I dewormed her as soon as I got her. That's a really important thing to do with raccoons because they carry a very, very specific roundworm parasite that can be pretty dangerous if people or other animals catch it. So you always want to deworm them right away. Pick up their poop outside so that they don't have a chance to spread it around, and there's just less of a chance that you're going to come into contact with this parasite. That's another puzzle feeder I get for her. Kibble goes in there and she's got to try and figure out how to get it out again. Just something that helps them learn that when they're in the wild, they're going to have to be creative if they want to eat. And she won't be released for a couple of months yet. I'll contact someone who has a release pen on a lot of wooded property, and they get transferred there eventually. I am just licensed for bottle babies, so once they're growing up, once they're adults and they're ready to get transitioned more to actually being totally wild, I gotta ship them. But hey, babies is the best stage anyway, right? Well, that's all for now. I'll probably do another update later when I've got another friend for her to interact with, and we'll see how that goes. Hopefully they like each other. Usually they take pretty well to new friends, especially the ones that look like them that they can wrestle with all the time. So until then, I'm Mallory with AniMal Advice, and that's it.